100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95.
Then?
What?
And then?
Oh, they said 10.
No, and then?
9, 8, 7, 6,
5,
4,
3,
2,
2.
1. Happy birthday! Oh, was it the rocket?
That was a rocket.
Okay, it was a rocket.
That was a rocket.
Speaking of rockets, James.
Oh.
What knowledge are you going to rocket into my head today?
Well, firstly, hi, everybody. Welcome to the Drops of Knowledge podcast.
Quadcast?
There's 4 of us now.
There's. I do the speaking and intros around here. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram, you nerds.
I have started writing that on my my Instagram posts.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you get more aggressive every post. You're becoming more of a senile old man.
It's about time.
You bloody youth.
It's about time that I did, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally, your attitude caught up to your looks.
It's the grey hairs I've got.
It's the grey hairs,
ladies and gentlemen. I'm going a bit salt and pepper.
But I won't lie. The beard lineup, James, you want to show the camera really quickly?
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Check that out on YouTube and TikTok
Yes.
for a little bit of a visual.
You know what I'm visualizing?
What are you visualizing?
Learn.
Yeah. Well, get ready to learn, Josh. Learned.
I'm ready.
Welcome to the learned community.
Okay.
Now, this is a
Ooh.
long-awaited one. This is one where I've actually had friends of mine who do listen to the podcast.
Okay.
Oi, when are you bringing out a part 3? And I've gone, okay.
Part 3. The
Part
most
3.
demanded.
It is actually a highly demanded episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Weird Laws Around the World.
I love these.
These are good.
These are the best, and it's easy content
It
because all
really-
of it's funny.
It is. It's actually really good. But I've liked, like we did with Daniel not that long ago.
Yes.
Where we had
Assorted knowledge.
Assorted knowledge. I'll
Yeah.
probably do that again at some point.
Are these episodes kind of like those really, really bad clip shows and like Friends and stuff where the whole episode is just them remembering old episodes?
Yes.
Because the producers probably signed them for 23 episodes. They've got to 22 and they finished it. So
Yes.
like, we have to do something.
Or it's a little bit like Funniest Home Videos where...
Shelley Craft is
yes.
narrating.
Yes.
Oh,
And
Shelley.
they had all the funny noises that they would, like some blokes just got
Yeah.
the soundboard, just pressing the buttons.
Boing.
Anyway,
Anywho.
you asked for it, so here it is.
Steamed hams.
Steamed hams. The land of the free, Josh, and the
Ah.
home of the brave,
Interesting.
America.
America.
America. Normally pretty heavily criticised for their gun laws.
Yes.
However, a lot of their other laws seemingly go unnoticed from what I've seen,
Because you'll get shot if you bring them up.
which is a bit unbelievable. So there are a few American ones in here.
Okay.
But there's obviously a lot of other countries that do some weird,
We
wacky
thank
stuff.
America for the continued content.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Makes my life so much easier.
Yeah.
But for instance, Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, you can already you already think about
I'm
one or
going
two
down to the
things.
bayou
The
to go and
bayou.
see them gators. Is that good?
That was all right, actually. I was
pretty
pretty
good.
happy with that.
If you're from Alabama, message me and tell me if that was good or bad. Yes,
going on?
you can abuse me online.
We're Australian. We can take it.
Fair suck of the sauce bottle.
Yeah, that's the one. But it's in Alabama. It's considered an offence.
Yes.
Considered an offence to open an umbrella on the street for fear of spooking horses.
I wonder what situation happened. Yes, the Great Horse Riot of 1860. the rains are here, Marge, and all the umbrellas go, and the horses ran rampant through the city, stomping and trampling children.
Jeffrey Booker opened his umbrella.
Jeffrey P. Booker. They've got to have an initial in the middle, James. It's 1860.
Of Riley Court, Alabama, USA.
Out of 10, how thick were his mutton chops, you reckon?
Oh, easily an 11.
Correct.
They've taken up half. It may as well have just been just a beard. They were that thick. Anyway, I wonder what the punishment was for opening up an
thinking
umbrella on the street
execution.
for speaking. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Just flat out death?
Yeah.
Shot by firing squad?
Death via umbrella.
Opening.
Kind of maybe like the bamboo.
Ooh.
Oh,
Actually, no. You know what it is?
yeah.
Because you opened up an umbrella to spook horses.
Yeah.
You have to lie in the middle of the road, and there's a whole bunch of people
With
spooking
umbrellas
horses,
behind the
spooking
horses?
horses to move the umbrella.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Oh.
Indiana Jones.
It's real.
Remember when
Yes, yeah, I know the scene.
Dr. Jones
Yeah.
Senior
Yeah.
is moving all the chickens
We call the dog Indiana. Different
with
movie,
the
but-
umbrella?
Yes.
Anyway, that's what I thought of. But would it depend on whether you actually succeeded in spooking the horse, whether you actually got done for this?
I don't
or not?
like the fact that the horse can judge if you're put to death or not. That makes me uncomfortable.
Excuse me, sir. Why the long face? Well, he opened the umbrella in front of me, and I was spooked.
And I was spooked.
I
do declare.
I do declare, Mr. Beauregard, but I was spooked. My garters were around my knees.
I must clutch my pearls.
I was clutching at my pearls, young sir.
I'll clutch your pearls if you don't give me
Jeez,
another
I need
fact,
to
James.
continue this.
Yes.
But I genuinely couldn't find any other information regarding this, like as to like what the law outlines. But literally, that is it.
If you've just listened all through that
Yep.
and all of the accents,
Yep.
you're a real fan.
Good on you.
And we love you.
Thank you. Anyway, next one.
Yes.
This is also American in California,
California.
and animals
Ba-na-na-na.
are banned
Yep.
from mating publicly within 1,500 feet of a tavern, school, or place of worship.
What are you talking about? But what do they, like the animals just aren't, but you can't tell an animal not to do it.
Get out of there.
Oi, Rover, get out of there.
Get out of it.
Get out of it.
Get out of it.
Get out of it. Smack on the head.
I mean, you really want children to be interrupted in their studies for ludicrous displays on the field? Insert witty soccer joke here.
Yes. Yes. James,
Yes.
what's your favorite thing about the world game?
That diving is acceptable.
Just like in the Olympics,
Just
which is a
like-
very noble sport.
It's a
so-
great sport.
Anyway,
Anywho.
it has nothing to do with the episode.
But seriously, though.
I'm not against you.
I
love the sport, but grow up.
No, I was talking about the animals and
Oh,
like
I was talking
it
about all the
makes
players.
sense that you don't want there to be mating animals near.
Yes, I just don't
like-
think they do. Do the animals have the ability to take in information when it's explained to
I
them?
feel like it's more don't have a school or places of worship
Don't
and
put
stuff near.
your school near where dogs do it. Stupid head.
It's more cattle. It's more to do with cattle,
cattle.
And herd animals and stuff. So
Don't build a school near a paddock.
a farm.
A paddock.
Oh. But yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting.
Okay, yeah, kind of.
Now we're going to go to the UK.
Our friends over in the United Kingdom, Britain.
Britain. Specifically England and Wales at this point. But
Wales.
it is illegal to hold salmon under suspicious circumstance.
Hang on.
Yep.
Holding the salmon like you've caught it illegally and you're holding it, or you've robbed a bank and you just so happen to have a salmon.
You're holding them up with a salmon. You're holding a bank up with a
This
salmon.
is a hold up. Sir, is that a salmon? No.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. But according to Section 32 of the Salmon Act in 1986,
Salmon Act.
which stipulates that it's an offence to handle salmon under suspicious circumstances.
So like if you'd come over on a boat and you'd set up a little fish stall in a market and you're like, you're not legally allowed to be here. Put down the salmon.
Look, when I first reading it, I'm like, this is a
dumb.
joke.
This is
This is
stupid.
dumb.
Yeah.
I was like, is it because you've got too many salmon? Like, are you farming them illegally?
Yeah.
No. It's the section creates an offence in England and Wales for any person or persons who receive or dispose of any salmon in circumstances where they believe or could reasonably believe that the salmon has been illegally fished.
How do they narrow it down like that?
So basically, they're telling you, hey, don't sell the salmon or get rid of the salmon illegally. You
Okay.
better have a license for that fish.
You're right. I was hoping it'd be some sort of like cockfighting arrangement where
Salmon
they're fighting
fighting.
salmon.
Oh my God.
Yes, the Atlantic fighting salmon, James. Have you not heard of that?
I'd watch that.
Yes,
I'd
I would
watch
too.
that.
And I'd bet on that.
No.
Especially that little restaurant on the corner that has the
Oh.
blinds down all the time.
Or maybe maybe it's not fighting. Maybe it's to see who can go up the up the water
the stream?
Yeah, up the
oh,
stream.
like the waterfall, like the
Yeah.
salmon. Yeah.
See who can go up quicker. It's a
If
race.
you put a grizzly bear
yeah
in a room with salmon
Yeah.
and they had to fight to the death, how many salmon would it take to kill the grizzly bear?
how long's a piece of string?
I mean, you can get over 3 meters,
Oh.
5 meters,
Oh.
10 meters, 20
Interesting.
meters,
I-
50 meters, 100 meters, 1 kilometer. 10
I
kilometers.
did say that to a customer once when they asked me about how long something was. I was like,
That's
well, how long's a
why-
piece of string? 5 meters, 10 meters.
And that's why you're unemployed. Next fact.
But yeah, by the way, it's a maximum penalty of 2 years imprisonment. For
You get to
illegal-
bring the
for
salmon
illegal
into
salmon fish.
prison.
Oh, that's your last meal.
Last meal, salmon.
Salmon.
Got him.
In Milan, the law compels you to
To
smile
always look at least an 8 out of 10.
and to smile.
Oh. So you look an 8 out of 10.
So apparently, this was this was in the city regulation from Austro-Hungarian times. There we go, I got it.
Okay, good.
Which is the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Oh.
So this was actually between 1867 to 1918.
Yes.
So a decent time.
Yeah, good.
And it actually was never repealed. So it was never actually taken away. Like this is still a legal thing, technically.
Technically, but on you go.
The exemptions, however, included funeral goers, hospital workers, and those who had bedside of an ill family member. Otherwise, you must smile constantly. There is no excuse. I quote, for everybody else, there is no excuse for being glum. The alternative is being fined.
Okay. Well, look, thank God the mental health support back then would not have been great.
Well, just smile. Just
yeah, you're
have
fine.
a
You're fine.
spoonful of cement.
Just stop thinking about it.
Harden up.
Instead of being sad, why don't you just not be sad?
Turn that frown upside down.
Yeah, while you're jumping off the bridge.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Do a handstand.
Yes, it would have been. You know those like weird movies where it's really creepy and it's edited in like a really cool tone and everyone's smiling, going, "Hi, come into the shop. It's safe in here." And then you just get murdered and you get a shotgun in the mouth.
Whoa, that sounds like any of the Saw films.
Correct.
I never watched those movies. Have you seen Saw?
I've seen a couple. I think I watched them with my friend Matt Pinnington
Oh, good old Matty P.
back in his place, but
Yeah.
I have no idea. All of them seem the same.
I feel like I've watched the first one. Is that the one where the jaw gets ripped open?
That doesn't
Oh, that's
sound
the-
fun.
No.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anywho.
here's one. And here,
Yeah, I hope so, because you're looking at your iPad. It's got all of them on it.
Well,
Oh, here's one. Well, yeah,
here's-
you wrote them down.
I made sure that I could read them too.
You're doing the one where
Yeah,
you,
the
the screen's really close to your head and your neck's all wrinkled up. I can't see.
James does not normally have 18 chins, but today he clearly does.
Yes.
So here's one where some are dying to break the law. They're dying to break the law, Josh.
Okay. Well, look, you haven't really. Yeah. No, look, I like where you're going.
Okay. Well, here you go.
It was the delivery that. Really
So the mayor of the French village Saporno,
Saporno.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Cool. Well, let's go with it.
It's got an X at the end, so it's and I know that's like an O sound. I think.
LaRue.
Rue. Anyway, has passed an edict forbidding the 260 residents of the small hamlet from passing on within its city limits.
So
This law is as recent as 2008.
that's too close to now.
Yes.
So you're not allowed to die in this area.
Yep. No, not allowed.
So if people go to hospital,
Yep.
do they just ship them out?
So it's basically it's like out you get. Out you
On
get.
your
We're going to
bike.
find your family
Because you're
because you
dead.
can't. Yeah, because you're dead. We're going to find your family an exorbitant amount of money because you died within our borders.
Can I say something that maybe not everyone will like?
Yeah, go for it.
Seems like a pretty French thing to do. You know what I mean? Because they just seem a little bit like hoity-toity.
Well, See, they've got an idea here, but at the same time, yeah, I agree with you.
Because it was the French that still did the torture, like in the 80s or something like
Yeah.
that, like ancient torture in the 80s. And
Yeah.
like, just let it go.
Just get rid of the guillotine already.
The French are nearly worse than the Americans with the imperial system. And it's
Yeah.
like everyone else has the metric system. Just change. No one cares about an 8/16 of something. It doesn't make any sense. So the French people need to be like, maybe we should not torture the people anymore. Or
This is true.
possibly if they die, we do not take the money from the house. That went to a different country.
That was started French, and I was impressed, and then it went to like Sicilian, like
Yeah.
Italian. I
Look.
was impressed.
Sorry, I'm a hybrid.
Anywho's it's
Okay,
Mayor Gerard Lanan
good.
complains
French again?
that his town, so this is the guy that put the law in,
Okay.
has run out of room at the local cemetery, so he's passed an ordinance that states, and I quote, all persons not having a plot in the cemetery and wishing to be buried in the city are forbidden from dying in the city limits. They also claim that he had no choice but to issue this ridiculous and completely unenforceable edict after a court in the nearby town ruled his city wouldn't be able to acquire land to expand the cemetery.
Look.
So basically, there's no word on what might happen to any of the unfortunate victims who expire in the wrong place and at the wrong time without the necessary reservations. Oh, sorry, I do apologize, sir, but we cannot stop here and die because we've got no room.
We've got no room.
We've got no room.
Okay. How close do you think they put the bodies together to really pack them in there?
Oh, I don't know. But don't you think?
Yeah.
Don't you think? You know how we bury those our dearly departed
Yes.
horizontally? Why don't
I
we
see
just,
what you do.
Why don't we do them vertically?
Do the old sleeping whale.
Yes,
The old
standing
technique.
up. And you know what's cool about that? If there's a zombie apocalypse, how do they get out? They can't. The doors are go in the opposite
Yeah,
direction.
okay. It really sets you up, yeah.
It really makes you think.
And you could put more in the ground.
You could.
Is this why all the trees grow really well in the cemetery? Because there's like people fertilizer?
Oh, I haven't really thought about that.
This doesn't cross your mind?
It has now.
Well, you're welcome. Give me an answer.
Bury me under a tree. A small one.
what
I
time?
want to see how big it goes.
An olive tree will grow. Bury you in the ground and
Bury me 6 feet deep.
oh,
Cover me in concrete.
who sings that?
Turn me into a street. Poppy.
Poppy.
Yep.
Like the illicit flower drug.
Ah, there it is.
Yes.
Speaking of trees, no, that didn't go.
I reckon if I planted you in the ground, what do you
Yeah.
think is more likely, an olive tree or a lemon tree?
As long as you don't pee on me, I prefer the olive tree, to be honest.
A garlic tree. Anyway, let's go.
Just grow on a tree.
Does now.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, we're going back to our friends, the Americans.
America.
America.
Oh, say, can you see
What am I looking at?
by the dark and the
You don't know what the words are, do you?
Nope.
Okay. Can
I've
someone...
only had Chris Tucker sing it in Rush Hour 3.
Oh, that is true. That's
Great scene.
by the dawn's early light. Oh, I can't remember. I can never remember. Anyway, in Arizona, cactus rustling.
Cactus.
Yeah, yep.
Well, you can't rustle a cactus unless you're holding it and it's spiked.
While stealing or killing the state's iconic cactus or cacti.
Cacti.
The Sagorius.
Oh, so it's this one
Yeah,
particular.
this one particular. It's actually a felony.
Okay.
And the reason is it's illegal to shoot or deface the iconic cactuses or cacti or to remove them from parks where the slow-growing succulents can reach more than, have a guess how tall, Josh?
Oh, I hate these.
It's more so I can actually make sure that I got the measurements correct
Okay. Well, look,
because I don't trust myself all of a sudden.
instantly, my brain went to 2 meters.
Okay.
Now, I'm hesitating on that because usually I go way over and it's very underwhelming.
Okay.
So if anything, I'm thinking about going maybe a little bit shorter
Oh,
than I'm thinking.
okay.
I'm going to say 1.7 meters.
Yeah, that is really short, Josh, because they can grow up to 60 feet, which is the equivalent of 18 meters
For cactus,
tall.
the one time
18 meters tall,
Oh.
60 feet of succulent.
I'm going to tell you something right now, James.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm very cross. Now
I am cross.
I'm very cross. The one time I temper my expectations,
Yeah. But how old? What's the oldest one of these?
137 years old.
Not bad. Not bad. They can grow up to about 200 years old.
Oh, I was in the ballpark.
You're in the ballpark.
Yeah.
So 60 feet, roughly the 232 to 2.
That's huge.
132 to 200
Did
meters.
you have a photo of the cactus?
Have you not seen these cactus?
Well,
In
no,
Arizona
I'm
cactus.
I'm not just looking at different type of cacti every day, am I? What kind of? What do you think I do in my spare time?
Cactus. I don't know. Practice.
Practice what? Cactus looking.
So, yeah. It's these guys.
Just James is just. Oh, they. I
The
mean,
stereotypical cacti.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we could put that up on the screen? We'll get something similar
we'll
like
put
that.
a photo in the
We'll
thumbnail.
put a photo up in the thumbnail, and then at least you know which cacti we're
that
talking
means you
about.
have to go and watch this on YouTube.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Because you can see the thumbnail.
Exactly.
Or follow us
But-
on the gram.
On the gram, well, definitely.
At what, James?
Drop Some Knowledge podcast.
Good.
Hey,
I
thank
love
you.
how you always hesitate and are scared because you think
Because I think I'm going to miss it. I think I'm going to stuff it up.
That's why I ask you all the time.
I know. I'll get it one day, like without a hesitation.
I don't think you will. Because
I
you
ha-
always side-eye me and you're like,
Now,
anyway.
the maximum time you can get in jail for defacing one of these cacti is 25 years.
That's too long
That's
for a plant.
classified as a life, like
It's a life
that's
sentence.
a life
isn't it?
sentence is 25 years, isn't it?
Which is not actually a life sentence unless
really
you're
not.
already like 75 years old and then you
and
murder
then
someone
there's that.
or
But
deface a cactus.
it's not a mandatory term that's handed out to everyone. So if you make an honest mistake where you've accidentally like reversed into it,
You've
or,
tripped and
you know,
like fallen into the
yeah,
cactus.
there's a far much lighter sentence.
Yeah.
But if the judge feels like you're throwing the book at you because you're being a noodle,
Yeah.
then yeah, you're probably going to be locked up for quite some time.
So like
But it's
cactus
like-
tipping would be a really like a thrill over there.
Oh yeah, but I think this is standard for most like parks and areas, park area,
Is it
parkland.
endangered? It can't. Surely a plant
No,
can't be endangered.
it's not,
Is
but
that a really
because-
like naive thing to say? Can plants be endangered?
Yeah, plants can be endangered. Oh, we've had extinct plants. There's plenty of extinct plants out there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like there's plenty of like prehistoric plants that obviously dinosaurs would have been eating or
But surely
this
you
sort
can
of
like
stuff.
get to the plant. How does plants can't die that quickly? Surely you'd be like, oh, there's one in this bush over here. Let's pick one and plant and breed
yeah,
them.
but it might not take. Because don't forget when the asteroid hit and all the dinosaurs died, the same sort of ash cloud and fire brimstone nonsense that would have exploded from the, you know,
yeah, the impact.
the impact,
Yes.
deep impact, Armageddon.
Armageddon out of
I'm
here?
just naming movies that had giant comets and
okay.
asteroids. But yeah,
Okay, we'll look forward to the episode in a few weeks on comets and asteroids.
Oh, actually, that'd be a fun one.
That would be a fun
That'd be
one.
interesting. The difference between the two. Now, in Switzerland, Josh,
Oh, we could ask Nigel.
it is common courtesy. Now, it's not a law per se, but it's a bloody funny and nice and quiet and funny. But
This is going to be really European. You can see the American ones like that's
Yeah.
American or that's French. I'm so excited for
This
this to be the most European thing I've ever heard.
well, you're definitely a peon because it's common courtesy not to flush your toilet between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. as it may lead to disturbing someone during the allocated sleeping time.
Yes, that is so efficient.
Yeah.
This is the designated sleeping time for
Yeah.
this suburb. You must follow.
But see,
And the Europeans would be like, yes, I
yeah,
would follow.
absolutely,
Absolutely.
But isn't Switzerland and a lot of those Nordic countries, don't they have like their winter season is very dark, and like the sun
Well,
doesn't
it
travel.
depends.
Like, is it?
I guess
I
Switzerland's
could be thinking
under
of something
Germany,
else.
so it's not quite Nordic. I think with like
Oh,
Nordic
I'm
is
thinking
more
more,
like
yeah.
Norway, Iceland,
Yeah, yeah.
Scandinavia.
I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yes, no, because Iceland only has like 2 hours of lighter day
That's
in
what
the
I was
winter, but no,
that's
it
what
is
I was
not.
thinking of, not Switzerland. My apologies.
It is not like that.
But yes, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, hang on a minute. But no, like, of course, you don't want to hear like the flushing of toilets
Fun
and
story about European toilets, James.
stuff. Right.
Did you know
Oh.
that when I stayed in Germany, with the lovely friend Yulia.
Oh, I know where this story's going.
Yeah. Have I told you something?
Anyway, go
I'll
on.
tell the
Go
listeners. So we get to Germany, right? Yulia
Yeah.
picks me up from the airport. We go back to her place
Yeah.
where I'm staying for a few days in a town called Marburg.
Oh, yep.
Beautiful little town with the best lasagna in the world. That's a
Fantastic.
story in
Oh,
its own.
there it is.
Anyway, I've gone to the toilet.
Yes.
And I've sat. So imagine, listeners, that you're sitting on the toilet the
Yep.
correct way, taking a number 2, and where the poop drops, where the hole usually is, the hole is like at a lot further forward, like directly under the lip of the bowl. And there's a little shelf at the back of the toilet which catches the poo on it. It's like a little poo shelf. So I took a dump, and it's almost like you're meant to sit backwards on the toilet with your arms up on the cistern.
You don't?
Oh, no.
Where are you supposed to put your chocolate milk in your comic book? So that was a really bad Butters impersonation from South Park. My apologies.
Anyway, so I've taken a dump, right? And this gigantic log is sitting on this little shelf, and then there's a big drop. There's a big drop into the water. But where your butt is aiming, just everywhere, if you sit in it normally, it aims straight onto this little shelf and not into the water. And the water's designed to mask the smell. So I've sort of done it and thinking it's just going to fall in the water. And I'm sort of sitting there for a little bit, probably texting or something like that. And I've realized, what is that incredible waft of methane?
Right.
And it's just sitting on the little poo
it's
shelf.
It's you. You're making this.
And it is so grotesque
I'm going to look up.
because because it just sits there and you flush it and it goes down and everything. But that's the poo shelf story. I don't want to go on for too much longer. Do we want to go to this next fact, James?
It's
and
the
then
next and last fact
we'll get the last fact and then we can look this up.
because I've looked up toilet shelf and it's literally come up with shelves you can put over your toilet.
Okay, you tell the fact and I'm going to find
Okay.
this photo for you.
So here's a good old Aussie one to end on.
And we're going to put this photo up on the Instagram
Absolutely.
for everyone to
So
see.
everyone can see what the
So
poo
you
shelf
can see
looks
what the
like.
little German poop shelf.
But you need to tell me what the reasoning is for that shelf, by the way. See if it comes up with a reason as to why European toilets have a poo
See,
shelf.
I've just typed in German poo, and it's already
And it's
come up
with poo
German
shelf.
poo shelf toilet.
Oh, you're joking. Anyway,
Tell the fact, and we'll do
this
this
is
after.
like I said, this is a good way to end because it's a good old Aussie one.
Okay, apologies for the rambling, team.
Here we go. Under the Marketing of Potatoes Act, 1946.
I love just putting the word "act" and then the date after it makes everything sound so much better and worse at the same time.
Here we go.
I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go?
1946.
Oh yes.
It was illegal for anyone to sell, purchase, take delivery, or deliver more than 50 kilos of spuds.
So like so you can't. Okay, hang on. I jump on my words.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weight limit is the thing.
So it's the provisions including, and I'm quoting, provisions included carrying that amount in your vehicle unless you were a member
Oh no,
a member of the Potato Corporation
no,
or
no.
an authorized agent of said corporation.
The title of the episode is the United Potato Corporation.
Oh,
How do you become a member? Do you reckon?
I don't know. You'd have to be a spud. There it is. And that's my TED talk. I mean,
So I found some answers on the German poo shelf.
gotcha. Yep.
Okay. So in front of me, I've got a photo with 3 types of toilets from around the world.
Right.
You've got the standard, a standard US toilet,
Okay.
which is just like a normal bowl with a very wide hole at the bottom,
Yep.
which is quite full of water, like overly full of water.
Yes.
So I'm assuming because maybe the Americans consume more fast food and things, they need a wider hole to get their excrement down.
knows?
But you could see this toilet
don't
here
know.
is too much splashing.
Yep.
The standard UK toilet
Yep.
is basically like a funnel sort of shape with water very, very low down.
Yep.
But the poop will hit the sides and leave a lot of skiddies, but it's not going to splash.
Yep.
The standard German poop shelf toilet.
Sure.
Standard German toilet. The continental shelf is for inspection of feces, scrub after pooping, and guys must sit to pee. That's what it says. Don't look at me like that. That's what it says.
What?
hopefully we've explained this well enough. If not,
No,
sorry, James, you go.
it's very German. Very like inspection of the feces.
Yeah, das
I'm
ist
gonna
gut.
stop. We're gonna stop about this now.
If we haven't painted enough of a word picture here, we're going to put a photo up on the Instagram.
You're welcome.
So please go over there and have a look. Yes, we're trying to funnel you to our social media, but also it's actually very interesting.
You're all
Because this shocked me when I went overseas.
You're just gonna see my face just looking at this. Like I'm looking at the camera now. Like what?
Yeah. And hopefully this can actually explain what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think it will.
But anyway,
Yeah.
what a way to end a great episode, a part 3 episode
Yes.
that has nothing to do with the episode.
No.
Talking about how you poop in different toilets all around the world.
But what did you learn, Josh? What laws did you learn today?
Well, I think the salmon law. The salmon law.
salmon law?
The salmon law. It's just it just gets more niche as you say it.
The fact that it's unlawful.
But that's the part that is so hilarious.
The unlawful fishing of salmon specifically.
Correct, exactly. Bass is fine.
Bass is fine. Like, I mean, we do have fishing laws where you got to be like, all right, the fish is
Yeah,
too
certain
small, so you got to throw it
size,
back
yeah.
in, or whatever. This is just no salmon.
What's your favorite? What was your favorite fact?
Geez, I did like the potatoes one because 50 kilos of potatoes
like
is
how
like no
specific-
more,
You may not.
no more than that.
And think about what year was that law again?
That's actually very recent. In fact, it's
Oh,
within, but it's like in comparison to a lot. It's 1946.
okay, but still quite up. So imagine
Potato Corporation.
Imagine the potato corporation comes around. They're going to stop your vehicle. Do they have to get all the potatoes out and weigh the potatoes to see, and then they put them back in your truck and off you go?
Yeah, I think if if you weren't legally moving them in a big, you think about it, 1946. I mean, there's probably not going to be there's definitely not as many cars on the road.
They probably
not
just
as
look at it and
many
be
trucks
like,
on the road.
that's too many potatoes, see?
It's Australia.
Oh, it's too many potatoes, see?
Yeah, there you go.
Dog.
But the other one I really liked was the fact that the French village that was like, no, you can't die in our
cannot
city
die.
without buying a plot.
Death by baguette.
Smacked by stale bread.
Death by stale bread. It was just too
Baguette
stale.
torpedoes. Oh.
Anyway.
Anywho's it's
I think my brain's turning to mush.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to the latest episode of the Drops of Knowledge podcast. This has been JP.
howdy.
I have been Josh.
Well done.
I'm killing it.
Yep.
And we will see you next week where possibly there'll be a little bit of a surprise and a new type of episode.
What?
As long as the person I want to get involved pulls through.
What?
So, yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Sorry, what? No, this
Yes.
is cool. All right.
It is cool. Stay tuned for that. But if it doesn't come around and has to be the week after, don't sue me. Thanks, guys. James is going to sign off in ye olde English.
Twiddly pip.
That's the word.